Fifth Schedule of the Constitution of India. The fifth schedule of the Constitution of India is a provision that deals specifically with the administration and governance of scheduled areas in certain states of India. The scheduled areas are regions predominantly inhabited by tribal communities, and they are recognized as having distinct social, cultural, and economic characteristics that require special attention and protection. The fifth schedule was included in the Constitution to safeguard the interests and promote the welfare of tribal communities residing in these areas. It aims to prevent their exploitation, preserve their culture and traditions, and ensure their overall development. Some of the key features and provisions of the fifth schedule. Scheduled areas. The fifth schedule designates specific areas in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan, and Telangana as scheduled areas. These areas are determined by the President of India in consultation with the governor of the respective state. Tribal Advisory Councils. The fifth schedule provides for the establishment of tribal advisory councils in each state with scheduled areas. The tribal advisory councils consist of members appointed by the governor, including tribal representatives. The council advises on matters related to the welfare and development of tribal communities and the administration of scheduled areas. Administration and control. The fifth schedule empowers the governor of each state to exercise special powers and functions with respect to the administration and control of scheduled areas. The governor can make regulations for the peace and the good governance of these areas, and the president has the authority to modify or annul these regulations. Land and resources. The fifth schedule safeguards the land rights of tribal communities residing in scheduled areas. It prohibits the transfer of tribal land to non-tribals without the prior approval of the governor. The state government also needs the governor's consent for any acquisition of tribal land for development projects. The resources in these areas, including minerals and forest produce, are meant to be utilized for the benefit of the tribal communities. Customary laws and traditions. The fifth schedule recognizes and protects the customs, traditions, and cultural practices of tribal communities in scheduled areas. It ensures that their customary laws are respected and applied while dealing with matters related to property, inheritance, and social practices. The fifth schedule provides for the establishment of local self-government institutions such as panchayats and municipalities in scheduled areas. These institutions have the power to manage local affairs, promote the welfare of tribal communities, and ensure their participation in decision-making process. Educational and economic development. The fifth schedule emphasizes the importance of educational and economic development in scheduled areas. It directs the state governments to take necessary measures to provide adequate facilities for education, healthcare, and economic opportunities for tribal communities. Special provisions for tribal areas. The fifth schedule allows for the creation of autonomous districts and regional councils within scheduled areas. These autonomous bodies have limited self-governance and decision-making powers to address the specific needs and aspirations of tribal communities. The fifth schedule of the Indian Constitution aims to protect the rights, interests, and welfare of tribal communities in scheduled areas. It provides a framework for their governance, ensuring their participation in decision-making processes, preserving their cultural identity, and promoting their overall development.